Nigga think he from the UK. No face, no case header. You gonna have to contain yourself when I cut this camera on, bro.
Why are you making it like you're making this way too big of a deal? You gotta look good now, bro.
Cause it is a big
I
deal,
swear
bro.
to God, bro. If you look ugly, I'm really gonna light you up. Why do you have that photo of Shrek, bro?
What are you talking about, bro?
That shit is so crazy, bro. What the fuck? I ain't gonna lie, that shit look kind of fire.
Yeah, nah, nigga, not even kinda, bro. It's look fire, bro. It is fire, bro.
Nigga look like you know what he's talking about.
I do know what the fuck I'm talking. I knew you was gonna say some shit, bro.
You just gotta make your point seem smart, bro, because you finna say some goofy shit.
Bro, gotta have these on just to make my ass look a little bit smarter, bro.
You fuck with my shit, bro.
Bro, what is that on it? That shit kind of fire. You
A
pimping,
little
bro?
bit. I spent your money on an IKEA set. I just bought a mic wrap.
We're finally here, bro. I don't even think we don't need no intro. We don't need no introduction. First of all, we gotta introduce you first because you going on the main channel, bro. Niggas is going to see more of you.
Put them on. Let them know who I am, bro. I don't want to sound too cocky or too crazy.
We got my nigga here, my homie, my best friend, my brother. We both know a lot of shit about music. We know a lot of shit about the SoundCloud wave. Y'all niggas seen me come up from the SoundCloud wave. Nigga been there since the beginning. My nigga Nate, my brother.
Facts.
We are the
life.
the motherfucking Raps podcast coming on over to the goddamn main channel. Gotta say some words, bro. Say some words, bro.
Bro, I'm hyped. Come on, man. You my brother. We've been friends for now like 5 years.
It's crazy, bro.
Like,
It only feel like 5 years.
I mean, we
Extremely.
always checking on each other. Like, you one of my real brothers. Like, you got like friends you be knowing and shit, and you like, yeah, that's my dude if I see him. But like, you always hit me up. You be like, yo, how you doing? You know, checking on me.
Yeah,
So
bro.
as soon as we came up with the pod, bro, I was like, we got to do this shit. 'Cause you really know what you be talking about sometimes, but sometimes niggas be needing to straighten you out.
Oh yeah, so
Oh.
like when you get ready to hear what's on this list, I already know I'm gonna hear your mouth, bro. I'm already preparing myself. I mean, we both gonna be going at each other the whole time. Like my list is good. I feel like your list gonna be good, but we gonna have to see.
Oh, most people try to make like they get too scared and they go, all right, I'm just gonna make
bro,
what I think everyone want my list to be. It's my list.
I discovered that a few weeks ago, bro. Not even a few weeks ago, like a few days ago. It's like, man, we can't be appeasing to what other people feel like our list should be. I was about to do it. with one of my picks, and I was like, you know what? Nah, like if I really enjoyed this album, I feel like it should be on this list. Then, like if people don't like it, they can go make their own list, man. You know, I got a lot of albums on here. And I already know niggas not gonna agree, which is fine. Like, niggas don't gotta agree. But the main thing is we feel good what's on our list, and that's all that matters. Albums of the year, hip hop edition. I don't even know where to fucking start, bro. How was the music year for you, bro?
This has been a good fucking year. Like musically.
It's been a good year.
Crazy.
Like, niggas want to sit back and say, "Oh, the year was born, man." If you said the year was born, you wasn't paying attention. There was a lot of niggas that didn't come out with albums for years. And they drop. I'm not going to say names because I want to, have the conversation in the middle of the video. But niggas drop, even outside of hip hop. Niggas drop, but you had to be awake to see it.
Sometimes people kind of get mad about like a type of sound. You know, everyone was hating on the mumble shit a couple years ago, and then the little aggressive rock shit. They didn't like that a year ago. Man, you got something from everybody this year. If you were hip hop, guy who like boom bap type beats, you got that. If you were into the rage beats, you got that. Indie beats, you got that. You got a little bit of everything you wanted. What made this year amazing to me was just how many people and how many sounds came out.
You got 10 albums, right?
I got 25.
It sounds like we on the same page. So here's what we're gonna do. I got 30, so I can go first. Then you can go next with your 25 to 11, and then we can just get straight right into it. So I ended up.
You want to send it to me first so I can look at it?
Nah. We ain't doing that. Nah, we gonna have this shit be a surprise for the both of us. Like everyone is gonna be surprised. I'm gonna be surprised at your shit. You gonna be surprised at my shit. Everyone's gonna be surprised. So I got 30 albums. My nigga got 25. This was a really good year. There were albums that didn't make it. Albums that made it. Albums that ranked higher, albums that ranked lower. I'm gonna start off with my 30 to 11. 30 to 26 are honorable mentions. Number 30. At first I didn't want to put this shit here. It's got one of my songs of the year. if not my song of the year. Vince Staples' Ramona Park broke my heart. That's number 30. The vibe of the album is pretty dope. We learn about Vince Staples' life. He's, just basically taking us to the trenches, and it's got that chill vibe on the album. He's not really going too crazy because it sounded like he tired on the album. I feel like that is the energy he wanted to give on the album, so I put Vince Staples on here. Shout out to When Sparks Fly. Potentially will be my number one song. 29. Really love this, a dedication record. We got Phife Dawg Forever. 28. Cities of Eve. Man Plays the Horn. 27.
Don't make me end the shit now, bro. I'll leave. They better not be. No way, bro. They better not be. 27? They fell to 27?
27, Suicide Boys, Sing Me a Lullaby, My Sweet Temptation. Last but not least, this came out last year in December. Nas, Magic. That right there is my honorable mentions of the hip hop albums.
That's crazy.
Controversy.
It's
exactly.
Wow.
I'm gonna dip into my 25 to 11. 25, we got Earl Sweatshirt Sit. It's way better than Feet of Clay. Obviously, it's not touching some rap songs, but really fuck with the record. Got a lot of joints off there. 2010 was fire. Tabula Rasa was really good off that joint. Titanic was really good off it. It had a lot of cuts off that joint. So 25, Earl. 24 is someone straight out of Griselda. They really fuck with her. I really fuck with her. I feel like she did really better with this joint. Better than the first album that she came out with this year in January. Got Che Noir, The Last Remains. No, The Last Remnants. 23, Joey Badass 2000. I feel like that album was really forgotten. We got to bring it back up to the surface. I feel like that album really screamed New York. I feel like people need to talk about it a little bit more because it wasn't a bad album. So, Joey Badass 2000. 22, didn't really stick with this album too much, but I felt like it had to be here. Benny the Butcher, 10 to Talk 4. 21, Westside Gun 10. Felt like this might be on your list too. Number 20, Pusha T, It's Almost Dry. 19, I actually skipped 19 on accident, and that is Gaius Guevara, There Will Be No Super Slave. And I really like that album. Nice production on there, like the bars on there, but the main thing that stood out to me on that album was the sampling that he did on the album and the production on it. 18, Metro Boomin, Heroes and Villains. I already know niggas probably thought it was gonna be higher. I fuck with the album, but
it's mad soon though. It's mad soon.
It is soon, but it's there. 17, another album that will obviously go under the radar for everybody. Lupe Fiasco, Drill Music and Zion. 16, more Griselda shit. I don't think he's on Griselda. I think they just really fuck with him. And that's Rome Streets, Kiss the Ring. 15, this is someone that I've been fucking with heavily in the last month, and that is Boldy James, Killing Nothing. I've just been getting extremely used to the just hardcore gangster rap straight from Detroit. I really fuck with his sound. Like, I remember, like, I was, like, listening to him, like, 2 years ago, a year ago, and I really wasn't fucking with it. But as time went by, started really, really getting used to his voice. I really, really, really fuck with Boldy. I cannot wait to see what else he drops. I'm pretty sure he just dropped a collaborative tape a few weeks ago, so I still got to check that out. 14, we got Billy Woods, Aethiopes. I will touch upon this album right now because I like abstract rap. But I will say this album isn't higher mainly because I didn't really understand it. I mean, I understand it. I understand the dedications to, I think, Ethiopia and Africa and stuff like that. But in terms of like the cryptic lyrics, I didn't get it. Obviously, this is an album that you really, really, really need a lot of time to listen to. Like, I've listened to this album probably 10 times, and I still don't get it. But I do understand it enough to the point where it's like, okay, I know this joint got bars, and I know that it is probably up there in terms of being one of the best produced hip-hop albums that I have heard this year. I'm not going to sit up here and act like I understand everything that was on the album. So, for that, I have to put it right here. 13, it actually pains me to put this album at 13 because I wanted it to be in my top 10, but it was hard. Saba, Few Good Things. Not many people obviously talk about it, but it's got a lot of cuts off of that joint that are in my songs of the year, but I really wish it was in my top 10. Number 12, Red Veal, Learn to Swim. Really love his upbringing, really love his growth. Really got to put him on here because hey, he from my area, and niggas that's from my county, I've got to rep, especially if your music is good. And this nigga's music is good. I love his growth. Tyler supports him. All types of artists that are really respected. Earl respects him. Man, he's got to be respected. Only fucking 18. The album came out when he turned 18, so I feel like the nigga is the leading of the U. So Redville learned to swim. This one was hard. I wish this one was in my top 10 as well, but I found myself enjoying these other albums way more. This is another album just like Billy Wood's album. Like, I get it, I understand it, but I don't understand it to the point where it's highly ranked on my list. And that is Danger Mouse and Black Thought Cheat Codes. Really good bars, really great production, really great features on there, like ASAP Rocky, Doom was on there, and Action Bronson. A few of the Griselda guys was on there. I'm pretty sure that Conway was on there. Pretty sure that Benny was on there. It sadly didn't make my top 10. So those are my 11 through 30, my honorable mentions, and my 11 through 25.
I'm shocked Redville didn't make it in the top 10. I know you
And
really like
let me go ahead and say right now, like I told you earlier, like, bro, my 9 and 10, I'm having a hard time. He was number 8. And then slowly but surely, he went to 9. Then he went to 10, and then I was like, "Damn, he's got to go to 12."
I like your list, man. Your honorable mentions made me more confused than 11 to 25.
I already know which album.
We'll talk about it when we get there. I ain't gonna waste too much time. I'm gonna have to talk about all this at once because I know you're gonna trip again. I like the list though, and I will say it's consistent to what I've been hearing you listen to this year. Except for that Boldy James, that shocked me a little bit.
It shocked you, bro?
Because I've been kind of listening to the Michigan dudes for a little while, but I know it's like an acquired taste. You got to kind of like it. If you don't like it, you really don't like it.
I feel like a lot of the shit on here is an acquired taste because I remember like 2 years ago when Westside Gunn came out with Pray for Paris. I really wasn't fucking with it because it was like the first time that I ever even heard of Westside Gunn. I'm like, yo, why does this nigga sound like this? What's good with all of these ad-libs that he's doing? Same with Bane the Butcher. Pretty much all the niggas from Griselda. Like, I was happy because it was like a new sound to me. And I was like, you don't really hear this in the mainstream. You don't really hear their style in the underground like that either. So I was like, you know what? Give it a few years. And now we're in 2022. I fucking love these dudes because I got used to their music. I got used to their sound. So I'm happy with everything that's on here. Shout out to all the artists that made my 30 to 11. Take it away, bro. What's your 25 to 11?
It's crazy. Ours kind of line up at spots, and then there's spots where they're completely off. 25, I got an Earl sweatshirt. Was sick.
Same spot for us. Is okay.
Yeah, crazy. But same. It was I like seeing rappers transcend, and he's going up compared to the Feet of Clay. You know, because Feet of Clay to me was after you make some rap songs, and that's so good.
It's hard to pass it.
So I feel like this was going back into that direction. 24, which is Pusha T, it's almost dry. Very low for a lot of people that probably like know me. They're like, bro,
Pusha, you love Pusha T.
And there's some songs on here I'm not a big fan of. You done heard me roast a few.
Yeah. For some reason, I don't know what your issue is with Let the Coupe Shine. I don't know what your issue is with that song.
That Smoker Shine the Coupe shit is crazy. It's not for me, bro. Maybe I'll fuck with it in 2023. With number 23, I got Wiz Khalifa, Big Crit, Smoke DZA, and Girl Talk.
I fucked with that. I fucked with that album. I fucked with it.
I feel like all of them came together well. Girl Talk makes amazing beats, and then you get two of the biggest weed rappers in the world. And you get them with Big Crit, who does everything. Very underrated.
I'm gonna add on to that. It's like that album honestly felt like back in the Dat Piff days too. Like it really felt like, damn, it sounded like 2010 again.
Number 22, we're gonna take it to Atlanta. We got Young Nutty with EA Monster. Love that tape. I'm on that time. I hope you know that. I'm on that time with this list. It's a lot of pull-ups. I like that energy. And people gonna hear a lot more of Nutty. They slowly been hearing him a lot, but a lot of good tracks on here. 21, she snuck in here, but Lil Sims, no thank you. 20, Suicide Boys, Dirtiest Nastiest Suicide.
Damn, nigga.
On my list, had to, just because, bro. I I like to give people props for expanding, going and like trying new things, moving in different directions, and consistency. Someone who makes 2 albums in a year and the albums are a 9 and a 9, I'll take that over one guy who made a 10 and that was all he made. Like, I look at that second 9 a little harder than I look at the 10 because it's hard to keep doing this, you know? Kendrick drops every like 5 years. You know, SZA drops like every 5 years. Some people have to wait. With Suicide Boys, they gave me some good work in a year's time. I pushed them up pretty high, 20 for how quick it's been out, but every time I listen to it, I'm finding something new. If it's not a new beat I like, this might be the best lyrical tape that they've had in a while. You know, I think Southside Suicide was really lyrical too. I look at, you know, other albums that they've made since. I would say this is probably one of my favorites lyrically that I like. 19, Nas, King's Disease. 18, Metro Boomin, Heroes and Villains.
I thought it was honestly gonna be higher.
Bro, nah. It's kind of new. You know what I mean? I can't push nothing new that far up unless it's really just going crazy. And it's one of those good first listen albums, but once you get to about the second, third listen, some of the songs don't hit as hard as they hit at first because it's like a movie. It's theatrical. It's made that way. 17, Future, I Never Liked You. 16, we got Yeet with Life. Just we're not even finna argue it. That album is crazy.
Justin
it converted you to be a Yeet fan. Number 6.
Yeah.
That's that West Side Bias. Gotta be, because I don't think it's 6. But I ain't gonna lie and say he didn't start at like 12 and I had to scurry him back. I was like, come on, you doing too much. 15, Kodak, Back for Everything. 14, Lupe Fiasco, Drill Music and Zion. 13, Joey Badass, 2000. I hate the fact you put it so far back. I think this is, you talk about how the Wiz Khalifa tape felt like nostalgic. Bro, this felt nostalgic. It wasn't 1999, don't get me wrong. 1999 is one of the best mixtapes ever made, but the feeling you get from that 2000 is a really good feeling. I'm honestly gonna listen to it again today now that I've talked about it. 12, Babyface Ray, Sincerely Face. Tunnel Vision might be one of my songs of the year. 11, we got Conway the Machine, God Don't Make Mistakes. I love the fact that we have so many albums that are not on each other's side because that shows how much music came out this year.
I like everything that you just named, especially what you just said right there. Both of our joints, like we got a few in there, like, you know, both of us got Earl, both of us got Joey, we got Lupe, we got Metro, but we have a whole bunch of other joints that are different, and that's what I fuck with. And I already know that once we get into the top 10, we probably gonna have like probably 4 of the same albums that's in there, but I really fuck with that.
We might.
My top 10. Should I go first with my top 10 or you go first, bro?
Let me go first. I want to hear yours last.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Like, I go last, you go first.
Ironically, West Side Gun 10 is my number 10. Like, kind of like how you would listen to Doom. Him and Doom were pretty cool, too. They actually got collaborative pieces together. If you look on the 10 album cover, the dude he's wearing a chain.
Yeah,
and
I
it's
saw
literally
that.
a collab chain that they made. Like, that he made, kind of to honor them both. But you'll hear a lot of samples. There's a few samples on there from like Food and other projects that Doom has done. But West Side Gun, like I said, he's in his own little world.
Yeah.
But he's the master of that world he's in. Number 9. Number 9, we got Suicide Boys, Sing Me a Lullaby, My Sweet Temptation. Easy money. Could have been 8. I'm gonna be honest. I think you've made me feel so bad about it that I've moved it down a little bit. You might have bullied me. You know what I mean? You might have bullied me out of like having it in like my top 5, which is crazy. When you listen to this album, even like what I said about Dirty is Nasty is Suicide. Lyrically, Scream is on 1,000. Like, when I listen to like lyrics and I listen to vibes, and you can tell that with my list, it's always gonna be, why the hell is Nutty next to Nas? I rock with everything. Give me a good energy, give me a good lyrics. Bro, he spazzes. People forget how hard Matt Black is. People forget how hard Genesis is. Fuck Your Culture is. Like, there's some joints on there that are disgusting. Like, if they came out in 2015, like how everyone says, like, oh, I wish they were how they were, bro. This was like that, if that was what you were into. Number 8, even though I said I wasn't gonna put new albums on here too early, that Drake and 21 Savage Her Loss is really good. Like, really, really good on both ends of the spectrum. If you look at the way it opens, the energy of it, like I said, I'm a big bars dude. So if you give me like some fire tracks where you actually rapping, Drake said probably some of my top bars this year on that. And Drake needed to do something because he was really letting a nigga down this year. But this was the joint. 7, JID, The Forever Story. That'll be one that we both have. And you are very shocked. I know. The Anomaly made it to my top 7.
Okay, bro.
I'm sorry, bro. And Do Me Indubitably barely didn't make it. I almost put him at like 11 still for saying that shit. He really went crazy, and Radar really like in my top 5 songs this year. 6, Denzel Curry, Melt My Eyes, See Your Future. 5, we got Rory with Strawberry Moon. Very chill, very like indie, very electronic. If you want a good vibe, if you're just chilling, hanging with a little shawty, you like, hey, we're gonna play some music, just hang out, this is it. He gives you a good little style of like lyricism. A lot of people compare him to like Andre 3000 with the way he kind of raps. He's from Atlanta, so that helps, but he adds a little indie style to it. If y'all haven't heard Rory Strawberry Moon yet, give it a spin for sure. 4, ironically, is Smino, Love for Rent. Smino is the only person I know in that area of like St. Louis that doesn't sound like none of them. Smino has his own sound. People now try to sound like Smino. So this is another one of those joints that for him to back up, you know, Noir and back up Black Swan, he had to have a banger. And of course, Love for Rent was that. 3, we got Gunna, DS Forever.
What did you say?
I said Gunna, DS Forever is what, with Pushin' P on it, with Poochie Gown on it, with Thought That I Was Playing on it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about?
Go ahead, bro.
You hating on my list already?
I'm not hating on your list, bro.
This album beat out The Weeknd for first.
Okay. We not talking about.
I'm letting you know how albums do for you. I'm just letting you know. Weeknd ain't no joke. Weeknd ain't no joke. Gave us Pushin' P, one of the best songs of the year. Biggest song of the year, probably. Then he gave me a whole bunch of cuts, bro. Lot of Cake is fire. Thought That I Was Playing with 21 is fire. Poochie Gown is another, like, in my top 10s. And I can't judge. And before y'all get to killing me, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a judge. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's done. I just know he made a really good album at the start of this year, and it made it into my top 5 at the end. 2, Freddie Gibbs, Soul Separately. And number 1, we already know what it is. Kendrick Lamar, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. The best artistic piece created this year. There's no reason that we should even have to talk about how this is the number 1 album.
No. I'm going to add on to the Suicide Boys thing because I was going to add Dirtiest Nasty Suicide, but it's an EP, so I was like, you know what? No, I'm not going to add an EP on my list. Drake one had me surprised. I understand it because, I mean, that album, to me, it was decent, but I feel like it was more of a Drake album more than a collaborative effort. Like, obviously, it's the fucking best Drake that we've got in a few years, so I understand it. So, like, there's albums on there that I was just like, I expected the Freddie, I expected the Jid, Kendrick, Denzel.
You better not have that Cordae album on anywhere near this list.
Who?
If you got Cordae album anywhere on that list, I'm cutting this shit off and I'm leaving.
The Cordae album is not on here. I believe that people probably even forgot that album even fucking came out this year. The nigga himself said his own album was ass. So if a nigga ain't even confident in his own work, what the hell is he gonna do on my shit? I don't think that the album is trash. I just think it's boring. I had a few songs on there that I fuck with, but it's like someone that is around my age trying to sound a little bit too fucking woke. And it's like, slow your horses, buddy. You're not as woke as you think you are. And then it just comes off as sounding boring.
Anybody on the song that say I really had beef with my father, I don't believe it.
And then if you have a
You
nigga
can't
on,
have beef with a nigga you call a father. It just don't be sounding tight to me.
and then if you have a nigga on the phone line talking about some goddamn when I was 9, that's when I first held a 9. Like, bro, get that nigga out of here, bro. He said it himself. He was like, yo, I hear y'all. I just listened back to my own shit. This joint ain't it. I'm gonna do better next time. So that is an artist that I'm honestly extremely heavily anticipated. If this nigga does not do good on the next one, I don't know what to say to the dude. Exactly.
He should have stayed around them dudes who couldn't rap. You have one like watched and one got a lisp. Like you could really go crazy.
So number 10, this is what beat out Danger Mouse and Black Thought is Loyal Carner Hugo. Really fuck with that album. I'm a sucker. I even said it in my albums of the year. I'm a sucker for someone that does jazz type stuff. It gave me an insight to think like, you know, the USA ain't the only place that got problems. You know, he was talking about obviously racial things of the black culture that we got to go through. Obviously talking about certain political things in the UK, and it really opened my eyes. Like, you know what? We ain't the only country that going through shit. People over there, all over the place, they going through way more shit than us. Like we are the land of the free for a reason. I'm gonna talk about certain issues in the UK and talk about racism and stuff like that. I really fucked with it. Number 9. What you been killing me on, bro?
On everything. I've been killing you on everything you listen to. Is that a Lil Sims?
That cushion OJ Wez.
No, bro. If you got no way you got vinyl. Later, bro. It was fun. I swear. I had a great time. You got to deal with me and Family Guy form.
Number 9. Logic, Vinyl Days. I don't care what anybody say. It was just like you said with the Suicide Boys shit. When I kept on saying shit to you, you know what? You almost made me kick this shit out my goddamn top 10. I was like, you know what? At first it was my 13, then it was my 12, but now I was like, you know what, bro? I've listened to this album so goddamn much I have over 300 plays on this album. It do not make no damn sense for an album that I got a lot of plays to not make my top 10. Redville had a lot of plays. I think I had like 190. Saba had like 300. Those are the only ones that I had like a lot of plays on that didn't make my top 10. This one, I really felt that it had to be here. And I don't care if anyone judges me. You know, you've been killing me all year with the Vinyl Days, which I understand. You know, I understand the people.
It's bad.
It ain't bad, and I'm going to tell you why it's not bad. I understand when people talk about Logic, you know, always talking about he's black and biracial, shit like that. I understand that's just annoying. But I feel like in this one, he really didn't do it too much. Like, there was only one track, The Black White Boy, where he was like, you know, still doing that repetitive shit with him being biracial. I understand. But I feel like with him doing the samples, the concept that he had with going through he had a whole entire vinyl collection where he took the vinyl collection and took those records and then sampled the records that he had in the crate. The bars were good. The features were good. The Wiz Khalifa one was a little weak, but the singles were good. I don't feel like it was bloated because 7 of the singles had already been released. So it's going to feel like 30 songs if you didn't listen to the goddamn singles. But realistically, it had 13 new tracks to it. All the other tracks were literally interludes of people calling in on the phone. I'm not going to stand for the slander or for this album. We not going to treat this shit like it's Supermarket or, you know, A Dangerous Minds Confession. We not going to treat it like that. We going to show this album some respect. It ain't as corny as people say it is. It almost didn't make it, but I was like, you know what? I fucking love this album, and I'm gonna say that shit loud and proud. I love this album, and I'm still playing it till this damn day. I still play Therapy Music a lot. I still play Orville a lot. I still play Vinyl Days a lot. I still play Breath Control a lot, and that shit ain't gonna stop. And I even play Black White Boy a lot too. Goddamn it! And I'm gonna say that shit and be proud.
Say this though, let's make sure it's your list.
Yeah.
So I'm always going, and we always have a few things we don't agree on. Like we'll be 3 albums every year. We're like, ain't no way you like this shit.
Yeah, but see, that's the fun part about it. It's like I like that you shit on me for it. That's how it's supposed to be. Or a whole bunch of people gonna say, like, you know, I said something about the Her Loss. I said something about the DS4. That's what we supposed to do. That's what makes the shit fun. We don't always want to be these understanding ass niggas. That's gonna make this shit boring. We don't want to be boring. We don't want to be boring. So I was like, you know what?
This OJ Wiz.
I'm gonna put this shit on here because I fucking love the album. Number 8, he almost made it out as well, but I was like, you know what? Since the album came out in October, I've already got 300 plays on the joint. I fuck with it, and that is Mavi. Laughing So Hard It Hurts. We got Freddie Gibbs also separately, number 7. Number 6, Nas, King's Disease 3. It's like you said, this man and Hit Boy, their combinations go crazy. And not only that, but when I'm listening to Nas, like, I feel happy and I feel blessed to be able to listen to Nas because he is one of the only few people from the 90s that is still staying consistent with all of the music that he drops. To have a historian and be able to listen to the nigga all the damn time and getting that piece of history, like him talking about shit from Def Jam, him talking about Pac, Biggie, stories that we usually wouldn't hear from other artists because they never got that close to the scene like that, it's really a blessing to hear. So I'm really happy to have Nas on here. Number 5, we got Conway the Machine, God Don't Make Mistakes. Really love that album. We got a few songs off there that are also gonna make my songs of the year. Tear Gas with Lil Wayne and Rick Ross.
I was just gonna say that track with Wayne and Ross is so fucking crazy.
It's gonna be on there, and obviously Stress is gonna be on there as well. Like, I really love what he said on there. Number 4, No Thank You, Little Sims. Would have been higher, but it just came out. You know, it's a great album, but it is not like, you know, Sometimes I Might Be Introvert. Like, obviously that Sometimes I Might Be Introvert speaks to me way more because, obviously I relate to that album a lot. But this one, I also relate to it too because I didn't really get to touch upon it too much in my Albums of the Year video. But I will now say that I understand the perspective of the album because now we are getting like a little story that this is where she is after the album. She's now showing way more confidence versus what she was showing in Sometimes I Might Be Introvert. You know, in that album, we were getting a more vulnerable Sims, and now in this one, we're getting a more confident Sims. So obviously, I don't even think I got the chance to say this in my Albums of the Year video, but I will say it here. She is in that conversation of being one of the most consistent hip-hop artists in the goddamn world. She is in there with Kendrick. She is in there with Jid. She's in there with Denzel, the niggas from the Griselda team. She is up there.
Miles.
No, she's 3 albums in.
Or 3 albums. Sorry, she's 3 albums in.
Gray Area, Sometimes I Might Be Introvert, and No Thank You. You will not hear many people be 3 albums consistent. That's a tough thing to do. Many people come out with 1 album and then that sophomore album they have an issue with. Has been producing
Not
for
Kendrick though.
I know, but I'm just.
It's good, but you're going crazy right now.
No, but I'm just saying in terms of being consistent with releasing great music. I'm not saying that like she's a better rapper or anything like that. I'm just saying that consistency wise, with the amount of work that she's released in the last 3 years, I feel like she deserves to be up there. Now it's like I said, it's not me saying that she's better than them or anything, but I just feel like when it comes to, constructing albums, she is up there. But I agree with you though. Like Kendrick, it's like you said though. Like I will agree with you though. She's not up there with Kendrick because it's hard to fucking get up there with A Good Kid, Mad City, Section 80. It's hard to get up there with To Pimp a Butterfly. Damn near, that's probably the best hip hop album of the generation of the 2010s. Put shit on Damn, but I love Damn. It's not a bad album at all. Even the Throwaways album, Untitled Masters, really good. Mr. Around the Big Steppers continue that consistency. So,
yeah.
Obviously, I feel like Kendrick is on a plane of his own, but I feel like Lil Sims is a bit swayed there.
Before you get back to your list, I agree with you, and I think what we're agreeing on this. Lil Sims is on a fucking path to be there.
Yes.
Like Kendrick's 5 in a row, I think, right now.
Yes.
5 in a row, straight heat.
Yes.
She makes one more, and you can easily put her up there. She's in my top 3 female MCs, period, right now. You're 100% right. I ain't completely off the grid on what you're saying.
This is where I feel like you can just guess these last three, because obviously I didn't say three albums that clearly should be on here. And that is number 3, we got Denzel Curry, Melt My Eyes, See Your Future. I linked up with that album so much for the whole entire year. Already one of my most played albums. Obviously people can go back to my video where I was listening to it, and people can also go to the albums of the year video where I talked about it a lot. Like, I really had a lot of moments on there where I really did link up with it and really felt like, you know, me and Denzel was like on that same energy with growing and learning certain paths of life and rid of certain things to become a better person. So had to have Denzel on here. Number 2, now let me tell you this. At first, Lil Sims was number 2. But I moved her back to number 4 because I really fuck with both of these albums way more. Number 2, Jid, The Forever Story. Obviously, I feel like personally, in terms of bar-wise, I feel like it's the best out of all the albums bar-wise, just to me. Production was really great too. Really loved the storytelling you had on here, his upbringing and stuff like that. And I also add on to the Denzel one as well. When he came out with that deluxe of him doing the shit with the jazzy shit, that bumped it up to a goddamn 90 or a 9 out of 10. So had to add that on there too. Like, if niggas haven't heard that Melt My Eyes, See Your Future deluxe, go listen to it. But with this one, obviously we both had the same number 1, and that is Kendrick Lamar, Mr. Morale, and the Big Steppers. And I feel like we gotta talk to the certain demographic. I don't like the people that always say, oh, it's fine for you don't have to force yourself to say that it's good. Oh, you know, can we all admit to the fact that, you know, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers isn't that good? And all I'm gonna say to that is, let people enjoy the goddamn album. If you didn't think that it was not on that high level like To Pimp a Butterfly or any of Kendrick's other albums, then that is your fault. You came in and you had these certain high expectations for the damn album.
Yeah.
Me, I didn't come into it expecting too much. Many albums I don't go into expecting too much unless I'm extremely excited off the singles that I heard. But with this, all we had was The Heart Part 5. We didn't get anything else. But from The Heart Part 5, that got me excited for the album. But that didn't make me say, okay, this nigga finna release a classic. I'm just gonna go into it with open ears and see what he give. But I feel like with the popularity of Kendrick, people just always feel the need to always say, oh, it wasn't that good, oh, it was mid. And if you feel that, that's fine. But there is a huge demographic of people that really love this album. And it feels like the excuse that people are saying for the album is the fact that it don't have, you know, those quote unquote hits on it. And I agree with that to a certain extent, but we're talking about a whole entire album as a goddamn whole right now. And I feel like as an album as a whole, the storytelling, the concept, him being extremely open with us, I feel like the album that he made was a really good album. And I feel like you don't need to have hits on your album to have a good album. And I feel like a few of these joints on here are hits that can be played a lot. Like, I feel like N95 can be played a lot. I feel like Die Hard can be played a lot. I feel like Father Time can be played a lot. I feel like Mr. Morale I feel like the Mr. Morale song could have honestly went on the Black Panther movie, to be honest with you. And I also feel like, you know, we got the connections from, you know, the Auntie's Diaries, I think the song's name. Like, we got extremely close to Kendrick with this album. And for people to call it mid, I just don't understand it, because the man put his heart and soul into this joint. He is not an artist that does interviews a lot. He is not the kind of guy to tweet a lot, post on Instagram. Like, we are blessed to have gotten something this personal from Kendrick, bro. People saying it's not good. Like, they just say it's mid, but they don't give a reason why it's not good. You know, me and you both, we gave our reasons why it is a good album. But the people that say it's not good, I don't understand the perspective that you're coming from. Like, but you know, it's fine. It's just subjective. Both of us had his number 1.
United in Grief might be one of my favorite intros of the year. N95, crazy. Die Hard, crazy. Father Time, crazy. Rich Spirit, crazy. One of the best artistic pieces with a back and forth dialogue.
We Cry Together
is amazing. If you've heard like Can I Watch by MF Doom, or if you've heard, or it was Victor Vaughn for this one, but if you go and listen to songs like that where it's a back and forth between a woman and a man, that's one of the best ones. Count Me Out is one of the most motivational songs I've heard this year. Savior, one of the best songs this year. Like, it's
the interlude.
Listen, come on, brother. Interlude's nuts. King smokes that interlude. The Mother I Sober joint where he gets to talking about like his life and what happened to him as a kid. And I'm glad you got it at 1, 2. And we had Freddie Gibbs pretty high.
Yeah.
Both of us. Both had JID. Both had Denzel Curry.
I feel like everybody would fuck with both of our lists because we got a good mixture of everything. It's like you said earlier, like, you know, the thing that's dope about the music shit is like not everyone's list is gonna be the same. But the one thing that people can understand is that, you know, people will respect what's on your list. If you got some motherfucking bullshit on there, like some goddamn Ice Spice or some shit, oh man, we flaming your ass.
So it's not even what you pick; it's your explanation of why you picked it. That's
Exactly.
always my thing.
Exactly, and it's like if you know, it's like, you know, not everyone's gonna be built like us. Not everyone's gonna be able to fully articulate certain albums and their meanings. I know that we fucking can, and it took me a hot minute to get like this. You know, it took thousands of hours of listening to music for me to finally be like, you know what, you know, I can actually review music. Because, you know, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, man, I was nervous as hell. Like, I would always tell myself, like, man, I don't think I could do this shit, bro. I don't think I can have the, like, education, like, not educational level, but the level of being able to fully articulate albums and understanding their meaning and understanding lyrics and shit like that. Now, I feel like with this year, with me and the goal that I had of listening to 100 songs a day, I feel like that really, really helped me. A few times where I had to help Justine understand shit because, you know, she had a hard time explaining things and I had to come in and help her out, and I had no problem doing that. And that made me feel good because that shows that my hard work is paying off and that I'm understanding how to listen to music at not a high level yet, but damn near getting there.
Everyone who's gotten to this point, thank y'all so much. Like, we appreciate y'all. The main reason, you know, we did this was because we want to build like a family, and we want to build people that just love music as much as we love it. This dude right here puts so much fucking effort into what he does. I love when you guys just show him love and shit, because it's a lot of stuff y'all don't see. Man, this dude listens to like hundreds of songs a day. His head might fucking explode. Sometimes I'm like, dude, come play Xbox real quick. Like, come get on Apex, something. Like, just stop listening to music for a minute. He really loves what he does, and he does that shit for you guys. And I know he's not gonna come on here and be like, hey, I'm fucking tired because I've been listening to these 5 albums today. But we know the reason these lists are out is because somebody out there gonna listen to my list and be like, damn, that's damn near like mine. With Miles, it's gonna be the same way. So we do this shit for y'all, and thank y'all for even listening to this shit and just listening to 2 people talk shit about music.
Exactly, but that's the fun part. That's the fun part, man. That's what make. Like, I was thinking about this shit earlier. It's like, man, there ain't ever a right opinion when it comes to listening to music, bro. Like, someone's always gonna have something different to say, and that's the good thing about this social media shit. Is like someone's gonna have something different to say. Someone's gonna have something off the wall to say, and that's what's gonna get people talking. And that's the most important thing, to get people talking. And I feel like our list is obviously gonna have people talking, and that's a good thing. Hey, and the one thing that people go, like, the fucking piece of shit Rolling Stone and fucking Billboard shit, we're actually gonna close out this shit and we gonna look at that shit, bro. We gonna look at that bullshit. So that was our hip hop albums. Those were my 30. Those are 25. I really fuck with it. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for the Raps Podcast.
For sure. Please like and subscribe. Go over there and fuck with the kids, man. Come over and give us a chance. We actually know what we're talking about until he gets to talking about I ain't even gonna talk about Vinyl Days, bro. We'll get out.
See y'all.